Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Atmaswarupa Om. Some more now. We will do Shamatha meditation tomorrow. Today it could not happen. We will repeat it tomorrow. One time we have done, we will repeat it tomorrow. Now I have a few questions. Parakaya Pravesha is myth or real? It is myth. It's silly myth. Yeah. My father used to say, this is how they have spoiled Shankara's vision. Shankara doesn't identify with one body. How can he go and identify with another body? Is Bhajagovindam by Adi Shankaracharya? Yes. It is well known, 12 verses by Adi Shankara. Then some more come on the same model. A method is established by the original poet, who is Adi Shankara. And other people follow the method and what they call prakriya, sahitya prakriya. It's a kind of writing a poem, very unique way of writing a poem. And Shankara started it and some more people followed it. So you have some 30-40 verses today. But Shankara, 12 verses are Pakka, Shankaracharya. Another meaning of Pranahuti is yogic transmission or infinity source. What are your thoughts on this? You see, their mukhya artha you have to take. There is a mantra, and what is its meaning? So, there are 5 functions of prana in this body. The vital force has 5 functions here. They are called prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. And so you offer ahutis to them. That is what it is. And the fact is, the vital force here is connected to the universal cosmic power. That connection is always there. Therefore, through the adhyatma, you are connected to adhibhuta and adhidaiva. Therefore, you can say that. What you said, it is a yogic transmission to the infinity source, you can say like that. What are the qualities of a pure heart? It is like a pure water. Pure heart is always compared with pure water. Valmiki started it. Valmiki was the original poet. So, akardamam idam tirtham bharadvaja nishamaya. Again, third line I am missing. San manushya mano yatha. So, Valmiki addresses his disciple Bharadvaja. Hey Bharadvaja, Nishamaya, please look at it. This place where we can take bath, Tirtham, Akardamam, it is free from all mud. Kardama is mud, it is not there. Very clean place to take bath. And this water of this river Tamasa, that is the name of the river, is like the mind of a good person. San manushya mano yatha. Therefore, pure water is compared with pure heart, and pure heart is compared with pure water. Therefore, you arrive at it negatively. What is pure water? Such and such impurities which are likely to be present in water, they are not there. Like calcium salts make the water hard, they are not there. Suspending impurities, not there. Then dissolved impurities, not there. That is called pure water. Similarly, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These are some of the very painful movements of the mind, and they are not there. When these impurities are not there, the mind also remains quiet, mostly. It still moves to the extent required, but it is mostly quiet. An impure mind is a highly not highly, hyperactive mind. It is impure and also chenchalam, hyperactive. A pure mind is a very quiet mind, still moves. As per the requirement it moves, but mostly it is quiet. It is like physical body. When the body is healthy, you remain mostly unconscious of the body. You do not become particularly conscious of the body when the body is healthy. Only when the body becomes sick, you become particularly conscious of the body. Same is the case with the mind. When it is pure, you are not even aware of the mind because it is just not there. But when it is impure, it just binds you all the time, moving a lot. So this is the pure heart. Can one be aware of dreaming at the same time in daydreaming? You see, don't confuse yourself like that. You know what is daydreaming and you know what is dreaming. So daydreaming is part and parcel of waking state. Dreaming is dreaming. So dream is the model based on which you try to understand the unreal nature of the waking state. That is the movement, So don't play with words, dreaming, daydreaming. So don't try to play with those words. Though you call it daydreaming, it is part of the waking state only, okay? Significance of keeping the eyes half closed during meditation. You should not press down the eyes. That becomes a distraction. That is not good for the eyes also. Therefore, keep them half closed. That is very immediate answer. Then in meditation, there is an entire discipline on eyes. So there are a variety of mudras called Shambhavi mudras, where the entire focus is on the eyes. There is a thing called open eye meditation. It is also called Purnima meditation. And then there is Amavasya meditation, where you close the eyes completely. That is Amavasya meditation. Then there is Ashtami meditation, where you keep the eyes partially closed. So among these, Ashtami meditation is considered to be the superior. The Mahatma's experience is like that. Therefore, don't press down. Don't keep it open also in that kind of a meditation. There is a different meditation where you keep the eyes open and do it. So that is part of the meditation. There is no significance other than it won't come in the way of meditation. It doesn't become a distraction. The light around doesn't become a distraction. Also, when you press it down, that itself becomes a distraction and not good for the eyes, like that. Take it like that. Till I find something better than that. How does fasting help in our pursuit of search of the inner being? Fasting helps to remain healthy. And health is the primary requisite for any pursuit. Without health, there is no pursuit at all. Kalidasa says, Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. So that is the very first input for any pursuit, dharma or moksha, whatever. Therefore, you have to keep the body healthy. And there are a few methods for that. How to keep body healthy? Moderate eating of healthy food. And fasting is part and parcel of that moderate eating. You see, sometimes when you fast, the system becomes so clean and so empty that you feel good about it. You fast it, you will know it, the beauty of it. There will be the hunger, the pangs of hunger will be there. For a certain time they will be there. The breakfast time they will be there, but then they will disappear. The lunch time they will appear and then disappear. The dinner time they may not even appear. You may feel weak but not hungry. The system is accustomed to hunger. And you sleep well. Drink a lot of water, warm water, that gives you the energy and also gives you strength. Warm water. You drink it and sleep. And next day morning you wake up light, hungry, and feeling very good. And that adds to the discipline of moderate eating. Sometimes you eat excess. This takes care of that. But you have to be cautious not to overeat next day morning. They keep fast on Ekadashi day and spend the whole time by planning the next day's. They call it lunch, but they take it morning 7 o'clock. And then they put a rule to that you have to eat it before Dwadashi comes or Dwadashi goes, whatever, one of those. They don't come and go uniformly. Sometimes Dwadashi comes morning, say 5:30 itself. So you have to eat before that. Crazy, I tell you. Railway timetable, you follow it. Or sunrise, sunset, they are all calculated and put there, you follow that. So the tithi begins with sunrise. You follow that. Sunrise is calculated there and put there. Or you follow the railway method, midnight to 12. Neither this nor that. Some silly method based on geocentric model, which is not scientifically correct either. They should update. These things they should update. There is only one thing that doesn't need updating, that is Atma. Because it is kotastha, it doesn't change. Everything else changes, and whatever changes you have to update. Like the medicine also, you have to update. You cannot say Ayurveda of Charaka and Sushruta. You cannot talk like that. They never knew some of the diseases which we people have. The diseases change with time, change with culture, with the weather, with the place. The diseases change. For example, diabetes was unknown before some time. Very rarely. Type 2 diabetes was almost unknown. Diabetes in children appeared for the first time in 1989 in London. Till then there was no child pediatrics. Diabetes was unknown in the history of medicine till that case in London.
Type 1 is there.
Type 1. Therefore the diseases change. Therefore you have to update everything. That is a digression. So fasting is good, and it is good from the spiritual point of view also, because that comes under tapas. And this tapas is given a lot of importance in the spiritual pursuit. Shri Krishna says, Yajna dana tapah karma natyajyam karyameva tat yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. 18th chapter, in the beginning. Therefore, it is tapas, and hence it helps you to develop endurance. So, that kind of endurance, you can endure hunger with a smile on your face. That is a big achievement. People complain about food all the time, but those who fast know how to endure it. Therefore, they complain, they don't complain.
Swami, along the same line, what is your comment about fasting of water? Because there was some comments about that if you take 10 hours of no water, not the night time, but the day, the T cell production increases and affects it.
No, I don't agree with that. There is a thing called water therapy, where you drink water, drink a little more and get cured. Water you should not avoid. You should avoid only solid food. Water you should eat. Chandogya also says, that 6th chapter of Chandogya also says, keep fast but drink as much water as you want. Apo mayah pranaha annamayam hi somyam manaha apomayah pranaha or apomayah pranaha, something like that in Chandogya. So water you should drink, you should not avoid water.
Eat fruits, Swamiji. Fruits can eat possibly.
when you fast, the best thing will be to drink water and avoid all solid food. But if you have to eat solid food, because it becomes difficult to maintain without food at all, then you eat fruits. Yeah. And you should eat, next day you have to break the fast early. Early means 7:38. By then you should break the fast. Don't worry about Dwadashi and all that. Just break the fast at 7:38 by eating moderately. They break the fast sometimes at 5:36 and eat a lot of food. Lots of sweets they eat on empty stomach. You should not do that. Sweets should be banned. Even in Naivedyam, don't use sugar, salt and oil. Make Naivedyam like that. Don't use sugar, sugar, sweet and sugar and salt and oil. Don't use a lot of it. That is what I mean. Moderately you can use. Like to know whether meditation on Omkar is auxiliary in being steadfast in this self-knowledge. It's okay. Omkara meditation is very useful for self-knowledge. Yeah. You are advised to pursue it. There was a request to do it also. We will do it one of these days. Elaborate how it is to be done. Why to describe? We will do it. So, but it can be briefly said, you inhale deeply, consciously, without Om. And while exhaling, chant Om. First loudly, then in a whispering tone, and then entirely with mind. Means you chant it silently. So 5, 5, 5, 3 into 5, or 3 into 3, 9 rounds of Sarala Pranayama, that are together with Omkara. That is how you have to do. That will be very useful.
Swamiji, at times this type of meditation becomes slightly strenuous, so we have to take a break after.
Yeah, you have to, because Omkara meditation could be very exhausting. Because the entire inner organs will be massaged and the organ of breathing becomes very much exercised. So that's why I said 3, 3, 3. 9 times if you do, you need to take some rest. You should. You have to sit upright and do it. Don't do on sofas and all that. Sit on a mat if you can. Otherwise sit on a flat chair and do it. Don't do in sofa and all that. Sofa makes the back curved, which is not good. Bhota pishacha nikat nahi aave. Bhota pishacha means the bad thoughts, the wrong thoughts of jealousy, thoughts of violence. They are the Bhota pishacha. Okay. Mahavira jab nama sunave. So when you think of Hanuman, then you think of Rama. Therefore, all these unworthy thoughts, which are the Bhota pishacha. The entire world is a product of thought, you know. Not only Bhota pishacha are product of thought, entire world is manufactured by the thought. Therefore they won't come near. When you chant Hanuman, and through Hanuman you chant Rama, sacred name, where are Bhota pishacha? They will go away. That is the idea. Take it like that. You are a Vedantin, you know. Being is freedom. Yeah, in meditation we say being is freedom. Being this or that is bondage. Being this, I am a husband, you are bound. I am a wife, I am father, I am son. Like that you are bound. And this thinking, I am this or that, is also divisive in nature. Like if you say I am a Dutchman, then you have divided the humanity into Dutch and non-Dutch. and you stand opposite, non-Dutch. That is how you separate. That is the divisive thinking. When you be this or that, that is a divisive or fragmentary thinking, and also associated with self-identification with something or the other. And then that this and that come from the memory. You are identifying with mind and memory. All of that is samsara. It doesn't stop there. It will go further and further. You are a Dutchman, therefore you don't like non-Dutch. Possible. You have some special favor for the Dutch. I am saying Dutch because Dutch seems to be neutral here. Like that. Otherwise you can put something else in that. Therefore, being, pure being, in which there is no self-identification, in which there is no memory, it is self, not memory, in which there is no division, it is one without the second, there is no fragmentation in it. That is freedom. You are free from all these bondages. And when you are free, you have the love in you. I love to be. You see, people, they like to work. Work is prakriti, not atma. Like is attachment, not love. So I substituted, I like to work with, I love to be. That is Satchidananda. That is meditation. What would be the Sanskrit phrase? I love to be Satchidananda. Or you can say Sat-Chit Prema or Anuraga. So Satvasmin Parama Prema Rupa. That is the definition of bhakti in Narada Bhakti Sutra, where the word prema is used. Parama Prema. You can use that. Or Shandilya Maharshi, who wrote Bhakti Sutras, which are more authentic than Narada Bhakti Sutras, really speaking. He says, Sa Paranuraktirishvare. Sa means bhakti. Atha bhaktim vyakhyāsyāmaha. Sa Paranuraktihi Ishvare. Para Anuraktihi. Anuraktihi is the love, prema, supreme. Para is supreme. So these are the words that are used in the literature. In Vedanta you use Ananda and also Rasa. Raso Vaisaha. Rasagyevāyan labdhva nandi bhavati. That is the rasa. Do you mean Ananda is expressing through the heart? Yes, that is what I mean. Samsara is continuity. Yeah, truth is timeless. True. You can put some more things also. Karma is continuity. Jnanam is timeless, like that. I am not getting clarity how truth is timeless. Truth is what is. Truth is what is, not what was, not what will be. Truth is what is, and hence there is no time in it. Truth is not movement. Movement is not the truth. Truth is what is, kutastha, and hence there is no time in it. Time is only in the movement. Without movement there will be no time. Something or the other has to move. Then only a category called time will be projected by the mind. Therefore Atma is kutastha. It is immutable, no mutation in it, no movement in it. And hence it is timeless. And you are timeless. Do you know? There is time only when you are conscious of time. When you are not conscious of time, there is no time. When you abide in yourself, there is no time. Time is relative. Einstein was asked, what do you mean when you say time is relative? He said, when you are talking with your fiancé in a park, 1 hour passes like a minute. And when you are sitting on a hot stove, 1 minute passes like 1 hour. So time is relative, So what is there to not to understand? It is very simple. You have to understand. You have to study some science, some physics you should know. To my understanding, it is said to be timeless, as Atma, to be timeless, eternal. You are speaking words, and at the same time you are saying you don't understand. So you say Atma is timeless, then what is there to not to understand? Means Atma is not something which moves. If it moves, it cannot be timeless. It becomes time-bound. Yeah, you got it. Is this understanding? I did not follow any understanding in it, but let us see. Is this understanding correct? Let us say it is correct. You must have understood now. Or some other explanation is there that I have already given. Very good. In most countries of the West, parents install in their children's, not install, maybe you mean instill, doesn't matter, in their children's, must be mind, in their children's mind. Mind we can add, not a problem. The belief in Santa Claus. For children there is no belief, nothing. For children it is all an excitement, entertainment. Same is for elders also. They are elders only physically. Spiritually they are babes only. That's why elders also, they shout, hoo-ha, they shout, they jump, they talk loudly. And they dance, they do everything which children do, you know. And therefore, elders are not quiet. They should be quiet if they are elders. If they are really mature, they have to be quiet. And this I will discuss tomorrow morning. There is the word harsha. I have not yet touched it. I am coming to that. There I will say. For children, it is chocolates and the excitement, the jumping around, and the costume, some attractive costume. That is what the children are interested in. Now, whether they love Santa Claus, I don't know. Children may not even know what is love and all that. They love chocolates and they love some entertainment, some excitement, not entertainment, some activity they love, because they are in Rajoguna, you know. That is all Rajoguna, children. We are not complaining about it. Not what they know about Santa Claus, I don't know. And more than what I have just now described, it's a story. It's a story. And they want to believe it. Nothing wrong in it. Because it's a good meaning story in which the Santa Claus comes with gifts to the kids. That is the Western culture, you know. It is A for apple culture. In our childhood, we never knew that there is a fruit called apple. Never, much less seeing one. Therefore, if they teach A for apple, we will be looking up and down. So, they have to teach A for ant or A for some such thing they have to teach. This is the Western culture, A for apple. That is in America, there are plenty of apples. When I used to go for a walk, there were so many apples on the road, and I feel like picking up some. Then a friend of mine advised, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bring to ashram, because they don't like it. Because they are hypersensitive about these things, about food and all that. It should not come like that. It has to come through the proper channel only. And then they put apples as the fodder for the cows. They put a big basket and some 100 apples will be in that, and it is put before the cows. The cow eats an apple or two without much interest. I have noticed the cow. It is not very excited about this apple because it is regular food for it. And that is the Western culture. This is the advanced societies, industrialized societies, Here everything is aplenty. Lot of goodies are there. Not like here. Here one chocolate we make 2 pieces. Whereas there this many chocolates. Therefore Santa Claus is the rich man's ritual, it is. Like Kalyanam in this country is a rich man's ritual. It is not poor man's ritual. So these things are like that. Every culture has its own flavor. In Santa Claus and other imagery, non-real things. That is all fiction, It is called myth. Every society has myths. And there are myths which have a religious tone to them. Harry Potter is a myth, but it is a secular myth. It has no religious underpinnings. Whereas Santa Claus is another myth, but it has a religious content in it. Therefore we have to respect it for what it is. As long as it is not misleading and it is not preposterous like some of these religious myths are, it doesn't promote division in the society like some of these religious myths do. As long as it is a benign religious myth, we don't have anything opposed to it. It must be a benign or helpful, happy, nice religious myth. But you should recognize a myth as a myth. You should not convert it into history. It is not history. Considering that there are bhakta children is a good thing to do. Chalo, it's okay. In their or better avoid this imaginary, non-real thing, not necessary. They can continue with it. Children, they love some myths. No harm in having children exposed to some of these myths. No harm. Like we do in Hinduism, plenty of myths are there. And the children are brought into all those things, they are taught, which is fine. But you have to be cautious not to put some silly beliefs into the heads of the children. You have to teach universal values. Myths or no myths, you have to teach universal values to the children. And you should not try to brainwash them. You should not try to possess and dominate them. You should not do that. A poet said, give your children your love, not your thoughts. That is what a poet said. Khalil Gibran is a great Sufi poet from Turkey. And he said a lot more things in the same poem. They are not your children. They are children of God or higher power, whatever. They come through you into this world. You don't bring them into this world. They come through you into this world. They are the arrows released by the higher power called God into the future. They are of the future, whereas you are of the past. So don't put your past and disturb their future. Like that he writes. Very beautiful poem. Therefore you have to bring up children in a very nice way and teach them universal values. Don't teach them silly superstitious beliefs. Anything unscientific, opposite to Shastra vision and science vision, you should not teach. You should help them to grow into science and Shastra. The energy felt in a temple, that means you are sentimental. It's okay. Or a religious, you need to be sentimental, Otherwise, how can you feel energy? That is sentimentality, which is all right, which is good. Or a religious, spiritual gathering at a sacred place. Is it belief only? Of course it is belief. What else it is? You believe in these things and therefore you feel. If I comment a little more upon it, you will not like it, I tell you. Because yet I will comment. In these gatherings, whatever that feeling of energy or vibration, whatever name you give to it, scientifically speaking, or speaking very objectively, it is what is called a sensation. That is what it is. It's a sensation. That is what you get. Nothing less, nothing more. Therefore, sensations are very short-lived and they do not transform people. Like Ganga Harati is a sensation. That's why, suppose he takes 1 wick and one small flame, that will be enough for Harati. But that will not be enough for a sensation. For the vidhi, that is enough. You want to do Harati, 1 wick, 1 flame is enough. But that will not give any sensation to anybody. Whereas you have a tree, you design an apparatus which resembles a tree and put half a kg of camphor or 2 dozen wicks and oil and all that. And then you contradict yourself by putting a lot of fire there and putting a globe here. Why not put just enough fire so that you need not put a globe here? That is a better thing to do, you know. If I were to do that, I will do like that. I will put some wicks so that I need not put a glove to my hand. Okay, this is a self-contradictory exercise, you know. But all that is done. Why it is done? Because the whole thing is designed to be a sensation to people. And have some beating, some percussion instrument so that your head get percussed. That adds to the effect. And then chant some chants. I am sure nobody knows the meaning of those chants. Maybe some worthy exceptions could be there. Those chants, they are lengthy verses, and at least one word is there in that, which is a very unique usage. Mam ajnanam, it says. Mam ajnanam. Their ajnana is not naitat purusha, it is bahuvrihi. It is not najnanam ajnanam. It is navidyate jnanam yasya saha tam mam. So like that, and it is written by a gentleman called Shankara, not Adi Shankara. Some gentleman, a Shankara, has written it. He wrote it reasonably well. He says, instead of people living somewhere else, the rats, the mice, or lizards and frogs which live on the bank of a Ganga are superior to people who live away from Ganga. That is what it says. You like it? So, but you don't know it. You are saved, you know. It is you are very happy because you don't know the meaning. Therefore, it is all a sensation. I gave this only as an example. I am not criticizing anything. I am certainly critiquing something. This is called critique, not criticism, critique. This sensation, somebody starts, the original mischief maker is called. Somebody starts and everybody follows suit. It was there in Ganga only. I never saw it near Godavari, but now it started there. And now it is a state government program. And they make a huge deal out of it. And they spend lots and lots of money for it. And burn huge amounts of camphor with big gloves up to here. And instead of one, they do a dozen there. So you have to overdo what is being done near Ganga, we have to do overdo for Godavari. Because when North people do for Ganga, we South Indians, why should we lag behind? So this is all sensation. What you described here is a sensation. Sensations are very short-lived and they do not transform a person. 100 times you attend it, you remain where you are. There is no inner transformation. Sensations are short-lived and people tend to get addicted to sensations also. They need their dose of sensation on and off. So aisa hota hai. So my comments are like that. I cannot help it. It may sound like a caustic comment. Om? No, it is not sensation. You can make it a sensation, but when the mind resolves and you abide as the pure being, then it is no more a sensation. It is Atma. Suppose a dozen people join and with a tabla and harmony start chanting Om, then it becomes a sensation. Aisa bhi hota hai na? Like I have seen a bhajan. I was in Bombay and one Mahatma is doing some bhajan. I went silently and sat behind. So he is doing bhajan Satyam Jnanam, Jnanam Brahma, Brahma Satyam, Satyam Brahma. All permutations and combinations of that sentence he is doing. For 15 minutes he has done. And 2 harmonies and 2 tablas were accompanying him. That is a sensation. What else is there in it? People fear being impersonal, yeah, because people have very deep-seated self-identifications, like aham brahmanaha, aham kshatriyaha, etc. Now other castes have caught up. Yadav, I am a Yadav. His regular name nobody knows, only Yadav name everybody knows. And earlier there were these caste appellations were not there in some cases, but now they are adding. Like in Andhra Pradesh, Manda Krishna, that is his name. Manda is family name, Krishna is the name given by parents. But he says now his name is Manda Krishna Madiga. That is his caste. So he adds a caste appellation like that. He wants to declare his caste. There is some political and sociological reason for that. He has a reason for that. I am not contesting his reason. This is how, when there is self-identification and you want that identification, then any message that you have to become impersonal is not accepted. It is not acceptable. And these dualists, they put in place a religion in which God is not that important, but the devotee's identification is more important than the God itself. God doesn't comply in whichever way you present the God. God is mute. He doesn't comply. So God doesn't speak, He doesn't have a mouth to speak. He speaks through our mouths. Therefore, you may not project the God that much, but you have to project yourself. You are the devotee. Therefore, the dualist will never be willing to dilute his own self-identification. He will never accept that. So this is how they are. Isn't that merely a conceptual fear? Now, they are afraid of fear. You see, one poet, a dualistic poet said, I don't want to be Advaita Atma. I prefer to be a street dog in Vrindavan, so that occasionally I can roll in the dust in which Sri Krishna walked up and down. That is better than becoming Advaita Atma. Like that there is a poem. I don't remember the poem, of a devotee. So they have a fear like that. And Gaudapada Acharya said, Advaitat trasyato janan. Abhaye bhayadarshinaha trasyato janan. Like that in two places he said that these people are afraid of Advaita. They are afraid of Abhaya, where there is no Bhayam. Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. Bhayam, fear comes from the second. From the division, fear, second means division. From the division, fear comes. And people are afraid of fearlessness, abhaya. Abhaye bhayadarshinaha. Advaita is abhaya. But they see bhaya in that. People are like that. Now that is the fear. Now what do you mean by conceptual fear? Everything is conceptual. The entire universe is conceptual. But we are talking of fear as an emotion that bothers you. Okay?
There must be a fear from becoming nobody from somebody. Like they have
Yeah, they are afraid of that. They are afraid of becoming nobody. Because they are somebody and they want to be somebody. So they are afraid of becoming a nobody. ऐसा होता है. We'll see these questions tomorrow. Oh, some more questions are here. We will settle tomorrow. They may be brought here. We will settle tomorrow. Oh. I am concluding a bit early. Please don't mind.